Italy. Hello everybody, it's Tom here from the Company Code, author, educator and public speaker. Today I'm going to discuss Italy. Okay, Italy, the country, the culture, everything that I know and love about that part of the world. I had the pleasure of going to Italy back in 2013 and it really did whet the appetite. There's plenty of other parts of that country I would like to see and go to before I depart this life. Definitely, it's on my bucket list for many reasons, and I think it's a wonderful holiday destination for anybody who's wanting to explore that part of Europe. Definitely, you will not be disappointed. Italy is really beautiful, very interesting place to go, definitely, in many ways. Okay, so back in 2013, flew out to Italy. We were spending just like a city break there, so it was probably only like a 5-day holiday. It was not a full 2 or 1 week thing. It was nearly a week if you think about it. It was a working week. We flew out, landed, and the person I was with at the time, we were got off the plane, struggled to find a taxi to be honest, but then as we were driving into Italy, into Rome where we were staying, straight away you know you're in Rome, because as you're coming down the main road there you see the Coloseum to your right hand side, and it's like, yeah, we've arrived, we're here. And then yeah, sure enough, back to the hotel room, and then the next morning out to explore. And out to explore, spending different parts that we could really. I mean, the first real thing that struck me about Italy is that it is crazy. I don't mean to put anyone off, but as I've saying on many of my videos, I'm not going to be dishonest about good and bad points, because I want you to get the best experience out of your holidays, to know stuff before you go so that you're not caught out. Okay, so what I would say, if you're going to Italy, is be very careful. It's not a very pedestrian friendly place. I will say that, honestly, I will. You know, walking down the streets there, down the back alleys, you'll see people pop out on scooters, literally everywhere. Be careful. And if you are brave enough to drive around there, yeah, it's a nerve-wracking experience. Not speaking from experience, from what I can see, because they tend to drive on the horns and there don't really seem to be much of a right of way. So if you are doing anything on the road out there, be careful. Honest, it is not a place to be messing around at. Don't let that put you off though, really. I just had to give you my honest take there, yeah. So, obviously, for myself, I love my history, I love my culture, I also like good food. So, Italy ticks all 3 of those boxes, no problem at all. You know, Rome in itself is so many different restaurants, so many different parts, a rich history and culture. Yes, it is a city. Yes, it isn't cheap. And no city is in the world. You do pay for that. But equally, there's different restaurants to suit all budgets. And it isn't always the most expensive is the best. I'll be honest, I've been spoken from experience here. We did went in the White restaurant the one night and it was not as good as perhaps a cheaper one we went to the night before. It's not always about money in terms of where you go. Usually people think it equates, you get what you pay for. Not necessarily. In this respect, it wasn't. But I didn't have a bad meal the whole time I was there. I had a not as good meal, but I have to say all of the food that I had was very good. Very good. And very much to my taste. I love Italian food. I love pasta. I love all of their dishes, and to taste the authentic side of it is great. Especially if you think of the idea of pizza. Pizza that we know is actually an Americanized version. You go and have an Italian pizza and it's not anything like the pizza you'll get over in this part of the world, and certainly over in America. It is a version of what the original is, and definitely it is something you've got to try, to just say, I've had an original pizza. Now, in terms of attractions, there's plenty of things to see and do. If you're someone that likes to do walking tours, Italy is ideal. You can find yourself a guide that will take you around all the famous streets, and you'll get to see everything that's historically there in Rome. You walk out, might end up down the Spanish Steps. That's a sight to behold. If you do go to the Spanish Steps and to some of these tourist attractions, be careful. The local thieves are very smart to pickpocketing, alright? Be careful. Keep your wits about you, alright? If there's anyone acting a little bit strange or getting a bit close, just watch yourself, alright? There's a lot of them around, and they do prey on tourists because they know that you are a tourist. You stick out like a sore thumb. And then obviously there's the Trevi Fountain. Again, a really beautiful piece of artwork and architecture right there in the middle of Rome. Many people congregate around it on a lunchtime, you know, in the sun. They throw the coins into it for good or bad wishes. That sort of superstition sort of is the thing there. And then obviously, for any of you who may be religious, I wouldn't say I am as strict religious as perhaps I could be. I'm a Christian, but for those of you who are Catholic, of course, there is Vatican City, Venice. You know, that part of Rome is utterly remarkable. There is no place on it like on earth, and definitely, if you're going there, you're going to experience something quite amazing, to be honest. You know, you walk down into Vatican City and you will see the amazing buildings and architecture. And then you go inside, the artwork is breathtaking. You know, as a place, as a country, they're very proud of their roots. I wouldn't say they're the most brash of people, but they're very proud. They're very honoured in that respect, and they do like to look after the visitors to their country. Obviously respect their rules and make sure you're not one of the people that gets on the wrong side of them. Yeah, they're very hospitable in that respect. So if you go to, we went to a restaurant on the last night we were there, and we'd already eaten. They made us complimentary food, and they gave us wine. There are many other places in the world that would do that, but wherever you go, you have to sit down to eat or drink. Okay, that's the sort of culture that they have, and they want you to follow with that. All right. So be respectful of that. If you're going somewhere to sit down, you're going to be asked for food, or they may give you food. They gave us food. I pretty much said to the guy that, look, we've eaten, there's no need. I will bring something over. He said, there is only a small snack, but it doesn't matter. It's very kind of him. But that's the sort of thing they like to promote, particularly in the restaurants, yeah? Good service and good food, and it is. But yeah, definitely, if you go to the religious part there in Vatican City, it's breathtaking. For anyone that's a Catholic, obviously it's incredibly moving and incredibly exciting. I'm not a Catholic, but I'm a Christian, so I do appreciate it for the architecture, the artwork. Obviously I'm not a Catholic, so it's not as an emotional thing for me as it was the person I was with at that time, she was a very, very strict Catholic, so, you know, for her it was like a dream come true. And be mindful, again, maybe a holy place, but that doesn't mean that the people who thieve don't dwell there, unfortunately. It's sad to say, but there is that element as well. So just be careful when you're there, because they're watching you, and if they want to take, they will try and take, so just be careful. Certain parts of the inner part of Vatican City, you couldn't go in. It was cordoned off, or there was blocked away. But it's a very unique place, a very nice place as well, I may add. for me, that was my experience of Italy. 5 days of walking tours, bus tours, also the Coloseum. That is a remarkable piece of art and architecture, and you really appreciate the vastness of it when you were standing in there. And there's some funny parts to the Coliseum, but I'm not going to spoil them for you. If any of you've got an imagination, I'm sure you can appreciate what those are. All I will say is make sure you go and experience it for yourself, definitely. For myself, I definitely want to go back to Italy. I'd visit Rome again, maybe for a 3-day break or something, and probably try and do more museums and art galleries, which is definitely my cup of tea. For the rest of the country, I would love definitely to go to sort of like Tuscany. I would really adore like Florence, Venice, and I also think definitely like I'd probably go Milan just for the experience, nothing else. I wouldn't say I'm a fashion lover, not at all, but definitely have a look at that. And I think that as a holiday, it is really fantastic and definitely worth a look. So I hope that I've enticed you. This is my second video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for watching. Your time and energy, as always, is very much appreciated. Thank you. Put down in the comment section below, is Italy somewhere you want to go to, somewhere you've been? What was your experience? Remember to hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a thumbs up and a like. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know my next content's out. Until then, I want to say thank you ever so much for watching as always. Your time and energy is so much appreciated on this channel. Thank you kindly. I'll be back next couple of days with my third and final video of the week. Until then, take care and bye.